A hidden gift shimmers beyond this world, dwelling in another dimension, a favor bestowed by the gods. Each person received that power only once, and it varied. Some gained extraordinary abilities, but the blessing wasn't universal. Gifts fall into four ranks. Most are common or even useless, while the rarest bloodline talents appear only in select families. In this world, unique powers that appear only once are known as legendary gifts. Those without gifts are treated as incompetent, and depending on their origin are cast aside in shame, their lives worth nothing. Rulers amass treasures to flaunt their might, sparking endless conflicts. Great nations march forth to invade distant lands. He shouts that it's ridiculous, refusing to believe his son Ars has no talent. An advisor reveals Ars's gift is hearing. The Holy Church's priestesses never misidentify gifts, and regret that he inherited neither his mother's nor his father's talent. With bitter frustration, he reminded himself that to obtain a worthy heir, he had even wed a woman of superior talent to bear him. He fears scandal would ruin his name and status. Grimly, he resolves the child must never have existed. She shouts that Ars is under her care. He insists on disposing of him, leaving her baffled, asking why. He rejects any incompetent son from Ars's gift. She recoils and asks if he is truly serious about this. She pleads for mercy. He warns he will be a bane to their house council's silence. She senses the timing is wrong. The wife clung to Orpheus's leg, begging him to stop while her desperate pleas drove his fateful choice. 5 years later, Mother's mercy kept him alive. His father hid him from the world, sealing him in a tower bound by barriers. He feels his ears grow razor-sharp from that awakening. But without magic, he can only detect surrounding sounds. She wonders if Ars is eavesdropping again, and fears he might use it for ill as a child cries out for mother. He apologizes that there's nothing else to do. She reassures him she's not angry and suggests they study letters today. He nods eagerly. Frail mother visited only a few times monthly. On her good days, she'd ask what he was doing. Even apart, her worry shone in every word. Ars felt peace only at these times. Her friend closed the books and gently asked what was wrong. Ars stammered nothing was wrong. He asks with concern how his mother is feeling. She offers a light smile, asking if he's worried and if she looks pale. He admits mother's heartbeat sounds off. She blushes she misheard it, thought a small animal was trapped. She trembles weakly. She hesitates, admitting she's not healthy but unchanged. Her warm smile shows how happy she is that he's worried. A mage hands Ars a talisman to mend his bond with his father, warning no mercy if it fails, leaving him to dread a curse. Besides, she adds that if they make up, it would be wonderful for them all to go out and play together. Ars hesitates, calling mother a soft, which follows she bows and leaves for her room. Mother bids her back soon. Ars replies, yes, mother. She smiles warmly and reminds Ars to care for his health. Surprised, he whispers mother. She pats his head and bids him stay well. She apologizes to Orpheus, admitting it seems far worse than she thought and wishing she could have watched over Ars longer. He questions Philia's devotion, labels Ars a defective son, urges her to move on, says she's precious. Philia teases he's jealous. She admits that talent holds no weight for her and wonders if all he ever cherished was her gift. Face Ars. Sparing a child made her life better. She bids Orpheus cherish that child before she's gone. His life will change too. Several months later, he sees his father, says father. His father reads Philia's will, urging him live freely. He asks what it means. He is called incompetent and stupid and told Philia died of her illness. Stunned, he realizes his mother is dead. He insists his thoughts differ from Philia's and vows not to free his captive any time soon or hesitate to use any method. He wants to begin magical development immediately, but for Philia's sake grants a short reprieve and warns to prepare. The prisoner cries out in pain as the mage urges him to change his gift swiftly and promises to heal his wounds with magic. Since father lost mother, he became obsessed with magical development, giving external pain as stimulus, while gifts never chain. Chained, he whispers sorry mother after her death. He cannot stand father, his hearing sharpens. Then he can learn to wield magic. His gaze sharp, he vows to gather knowledge from around the world. The world's knowledge was vast, igniting his thirst for wisdom and driving him to listen intently to every sound. Magic captivated Ars, and hearing imposed few restrictions, letting him wield nearly any spell simply by knowing it. Ars himself didn't realize the bottomless magical power he inherited from his mother, who was an excellent mage. He's been chained here 10 years. The prison's convenience served him, though its magic was needless. Its location had merits. He sat in utter quiet, perfect for his enhanced hearing to pick up distant sounds. Extra noise would cost time and efficiency. Detached from home, new and unsure, he knows he could best his father, yet the world stays vast. He plans to test his power later. Locked behind bars, he admits the wait has been long, but reveals a quiet anticipation for what comes next. He calls it dinner, then stares at the small bread roll, asking if this is really enough. The jailer snarls that the captive is scum and too low to demand anything. The captive asks if magical development has stopped. He noted 16 years of life, and every test left their hearing unresponsive, so he deemed further effort pointless. He sinks against the wall asking if he's useless, only to learn the next heir is his brother who bears the bloodline gift. The captive nods and asks what awaits him. The guard vows to keep him fed until the day he is freed by his mother's will. He closes his eyes in understanding, then grips the chain, confidently seizing the perfect moment. He startles as his shackles drop away, then fixes a steely gaze and declares today they say goodbye. A glowing magic circle materializes beneath a raised hand. She announces she will take her leave as she touches the stone wall. He crashes into the ground, debris flying around him. He reels back in disbelief. Impossible, his voice trembles. Was that magic? The magician smiles and says that's right. He stood in the dawn light, recalling the hearing magic his father had dismissed as worthless. He senses power beyond his expectations and fears his father's barrier has weakened. He bolstered it a day ago, yet fears a tear. He found nothing left to learn here and set his sights on those stronger than demon lords, the pinnacle of magic. He resolutely vows to reach the pinnacle of magic and learn all the spells he does not yet know. He shouts wait, but only empty air remains. He whirls and wonders impossible, where did he go as he seeks the pinnacle of magic? She dashes through the forest, breathing ragged gasps as her fingers claw at the binding on her wrist, desperate to tear it free. Her breath catches as she wonders what on earth is happening, then realizes it was done by magic. Princess Yulia realizes she's been trapped by 5 cloaked figures who marvel at how unusual it is to meet her here. He asks if she's out for a stroll. She admits she needed fresh air after being confined for so long. An armored figure bows and apologizes for their rudeness, but insists this ends here. They admit losing many mages because of her. Besides, she sternly told her captive to stop resisting any further and return to a life as a prisoner. A cloaked escort declares the emperor's order. She must go to the capital. Defiance ends courtesy, harm her and reprisal follows. She reminds him that magic can heal any injury and warns they could humiliate him just as easily. A knight insists their duty outweighs all desire, yet he cannot help but question the role of the separate unit. He yielded and asked for the vines on his feet to be removed. They thanked him and ordered the spell undone before his introduction. Rex stands resolute, declaring himself the squad's leader. A comrade's urgent cry rings out Captain Rek. A confident woman asks if magic can heal injuries, while a wounded man snarls for his allies to hold her down. Order to sever her limbs and claim her clashes with plans for magical healing in the capital, and asks what to tell Lord Albert. She gripped her sword. The enemy wouldn't reach the capital soon after stopping for nobles. As long as she lived, it was fine. Her blade slices through the air. A desperate voice pleads, "Someone help me." A fist clenches steel. The assailant gasps in shock. He observes how fragile their swords are before calling out, "Hey." A young man steps from the shadows and softly apologizes for the interruption, saying he has something important to ask. A cloaked figure stands and demands who is there, as she stares back, wondering if that person saved her. He revealed his name as Ars. She recoiled, bleeding, demanding who they were and if that had been his technique. He observes the magic knights of the Earth Empire as fools surrounding a single woman in the spirit of chivalry. They told the brat to get lost for mocking them. He admitted magic knights are geniuses, his first time using it on humans. Spiraling magic erupts from his hand, stopping the charging foe. She realizes the magic just now was chantless. He asks if he's not dead. He expected his spell to be deflected, but it was his weakest magic. Allies question the dropped chant and remark on its low power. Shrouded figures advance, noting his magic is wind or storm, and their numbers give them victory if they stay cautious. She had warned him, then turned her focus to preparing group-scale magic for all her allies. He unleashes shadow impact. She warns he should only bear one gift. He feels a new magic element unlike anything before. He stumbled backward as his limbs froze in place. panic rising as he realized he couldn't move. They were caught off guard, his magic failed, and the dark spell wove fear and confusion, clouding every mind. He warns the attack shakes the ground, then seeps through the ears to strike the brain. He thought magic would prevent it. He turns to leave, realizing they can't hear him anymore. Disappointment stirs as he doubts his own strength. He kneels and promises to remove the restraints. Spotting their class magic power, he casts a breaking spell. She gasps. She notes the power to shatter restraints without chance and admits she's never heard of someone with multiple gifts. He apologizes softly, then urges them to move away at once. She stammers yes and quietly thanks him for saving her. She warned the enemy were Earth Empire magic knights and his loved ones would be in danger. He said don't worry. She asked why. Hidden by his mother, a boy with a useless gift saw his father's magic fail. A favored child arrived and he was abandoned. He confessed he had left that place. She told him with concern that under the circumstances, he must take better care of himself. She warned that magic development was banned and unforgivable, though she barely had time to worry about anyone else. She feels abandoned for years, yet senses a kind soul before her. He's happy she's angry and admits he never introduced himself. Ars reminds her of his name as she struggles to speak, offering only a trembling I am. She names herself Yuria de Vilut. He wonders was not Vilut the land destroyed by the Earth Empire. He recognized her emblem as House Vilates pursued by the Empire. When he offered to call her princess, she doubted the title. She softly questions whether she was caught and bound, and praises her escape. The woman admits her flight was pure luck. She flinched, recalling her capture, and admitted she never wanted to think of it again. He urged they depart at once. Elena asks where Ars is headed. He says the city of magic ruled by the magic association that brooks no outside interference. The spire was dubbed the center of the world, a place where gifts and magical wisdom gather. He steps forward, convinced the one he seeks might be there, since he once said he wanted to go there at least once. She steps forward hopeful, asking to accompany him. He pauses, surprised, asking if it's to the city of magic. She revealed the Earth Empire was hunting her, and she planned to go there. He warned she would never escape if she agreed. He admits it's hard to resist. She agrees gently. He mentions the city of magic is safe. She asks if it's okay, and he invites her. The traveler explains that journeys yield companions, and he welcomes two by his side. She beams her thanks and offers contacts. He proposes they set off. It will take a day to reach the city of magic. She beams her affirmation. Eris observed his use of multiple spells and softly asked what gift he carried. She asks if she shouldn't have asked that. He insists it wasn't wrong and corrects her to hearing. She shrugs. She hesitated, admitting she'd never heard of it. He stammered he didn't know what to say, and she reminded him he'd used magic. He once had only enhanced hearing until magic awakened within him. He masters it instinctively, though its workings elude him. He fears keen ears are worthless if all they do is overhear things unworthy of pride. She marvels this gift deserves envy. Her voice softens as she reveals that the power that saved her is a gift she can be proud of in a gentle tone. He says he's told enough about himself and asks the princess what her gift is. She reveals her magic system and introduces White's light. He hesitates, speechless as she asks whether it suits her. He agrees, calling it the perfect gift for a princess. Her cheeks flush as she admits his words bring her joy. Recalling the legendary gift light, she felt honored to meet its bearer. He asked to see her magic. She offered to show it now. He warns it would be like inviting the enemy to find her. She wonders if Ars will save her again then. He sighs that it's such a hassle. She offers a wry smile. He eyes the fading sun, suggests a rest before heading for the border. Under a pale moon, the blade thuds into the ground. The young man freezes. A woman cries out Ars, her voice trembling. She volunteers determinedly to handle it. He reassures her she need not worry. They are meant to help each other. She won't let him handle everything alone, and he asks if she's any good at cooking. She beams that sweets are her specialty. He agrees. Then he offers to tend the fire, saying he's learned how. She hesitates. He doubts they could start a fire with a fork and knife. She tilts her head and asks if that's so his gaze sharpens. He's shown 2 firestones. Holding a knife and fork, he admits he's never used them in prison, only eating with his hands. She is urged to learn how to use it, but confesses uncertainty. He smiles and offers to light the fire together. A gentle hand touches his shoulder, as the elf maiden softly says excuse me in the quiet glade. By the fire she invited any question. He admitted he'd grown used to it. She said she'd struggled at the beginning, too. She recalls a skilled maid who taught her these arts. He teases that even a princess has experience. She agrees confidently. He remarks on her rigorous training. She remembers a mentor as kind as ours, making it mostly trouble-free. Her technique is polished as she starts preparing the food. He thinks this looks promising and can't wait. He was surprised she touched trap magic restraints. She tried often. He dispelled brittle magic, wondered if she broke them alone. His calm voice revealed the trap never sprang. She admitted her heart still fluttered and wished he'd warned her sooner. He promises to do his best but warns her not to get caught again. She nods, promising the same. A steaming meal awaits. The cook's voice trembles as he asks, "What do you think?" while the other looks uneasy. He says he thought she could cook. She blushes, admitting her maid always handled it and she'd watched enough to try it. He eyed the stew with doubt. After her apology, he sampled it, declared it good, and urged her to eat before it cooled. She asks if it is really good. He says he thinks it tastes good. Grateful, she thanks him sincerely. Murmuring ours, she asks his plan in the magic city. He checks. If she's all right, he vows to take it easy, leaning on her guiding promise. He wonders if it is a Vilut. She reveals it is her sister who formed a guild in the city of magic. She will stay in her care. He noted she was the light-bearer's sister and asked if her gift was legendary. She said Karen's gift was flame. She noted bloodline gift flame as a superior form of fire, then praised how excellent they were together. She's sure the Empire won't allow it. After letters she longs to meet. He fears spoiling the reunion. She calls him no nuisance. She smiles warmly and says meeting Karen is one thing, but she's eager to introduce him to her. His eyes gleam as he says he too is eager and looks forward to meeting the princess's little sister.